on est bien live encore.
Ah ouais.
L'avant-dernière, ok, c'est avant-dernier in English.
Non, on est live. Before the last. Okay, when do we go? When do we go?
0. So we are live. Cool. Is it good? Yes, for sure. Hello everyone. The clap on the back of the studio. Hello everyone. Happy to see you again. So for the I don't know how much did you say 21st, 22nd Prismic Meetup. So it's been the 22nd month that we do that, almost 2 years. We should celebrate it. Today we'll talk about a lot of things, but mostly we will talk with Antoine, that is just there with me. So a new face that you haven't seen in a Prismic Meetup, that will give us some, that will share some wisdom about the transition from being a developer in agency to be a freelancer. That will be the main topic of the day. We will be fully Parisian and French today, like no one remote.
With a great accent.
With a fully French accent today. That's the vibe. If you don't understand, please let us know. We'll try to switch to a more English vibe. But yeah, that's the program. So we'll discuss freelancing. We'll discuss transition to from an agency to freelance, but what does it mean? We'll discuss also technology, in a sense, usage of Prismic also, deep dive into some projects, and that will be the program of the day, plus the main program of the day. Then we'll discuss a lot of exciting new updates that the team has worked on, and that I don't know if you noticed, but that we are releasing this week. Like there is in Twitter like a whole release week that is happening, and so if you want to follow basically everything that is happening, I strongly suggest that you follow us on Twitter a bit more closely this week, and then like always, Simon will show up and present us a website of the month, featured website that we've selected from basically all the users of Prismic that are doing extremely good website. So this will be the main program. I see that a lot of people are in the chat already. So please let us know where you're coming from. So as I said, we're in Paris.
Yeah.
Pretty hot in here. So let us know where you're coming from, where you're basically joining the meetup in the chat, so that we can discuss and know a bit how global the Prismic community is, because we are used to see people from all around the globe. So yeah, let us know. I see that it's already animated also in the chat, so you have some shout outs and compliments for your shirt, Antoine.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
if you have a promo code and a referral, you can you can maybe throw it there and get some money to do some sponsorship for the shirt. No, we are not going to discuss Wimbledon, Henri. That's not in the program today. But interesting topic anyway. So people from Oregon, so like US, NYC, Paris for sure, Montreal, San Diego. Why is playing? So yeah, cool to see that like always, a lot of people are just connecting for all around the globe. Costa Rica, nice. I would like to go there at some point. That's
me too.
Yeah. You traveled a lot.
Please invite us.
You traveled a lot since
I
you moved
try when
from
I can.
freelancing.
When I can, because when I can work remotely, it's cool to not be in Paris every time and discover some places. Sure.
No, Henri, it's Antoine, or maybe I'm wrong myself, and
No, it's Antoine.
we did the introduction.
I'm not
introduction.
Andre, I'm
wrong.
not 70 years old.
So to go back to basically the introduction, thanks a lot for sharing your location with us. So most likely what will be interesting for you today will be that we talk about freelancer experience. So if you're a freelancer or thinking about switching to freelancing, please let us know in the chat, because Antoine is going to share a lot of knowledge about this transition. Maybe you can introduce a bit yourself, because I'm talking since
Yeah,
the
sure.
beginning.
My name is Antoine, not André. I'm 31. I work in web development for 11 years. And I start to be a freelancer 3 years and a half. After 8 years of working with agencies.
Okay. Is it your first time on the stream like this?
Yeah, I did do it when I was really younger, but
Okay.
now it's been a few years.
Okay, cool. Well, so everything is going to be good.
It remembers some good memories for me.
So 8 years in agencies you did.
Yeah, for 2 times 4 years, because I think it's my maximum in an agency. I never do more than 4 years. First one was name called Octave and Octave, and it was more an institutional agency making big projects for big companies. And I worked there 4 years, and it was a really cool place. I learned a lot. I did work after for 4 years at 84 Paris, which was a more advertising agency. And yeah, I learned a lot there too.
Cool. So what's the name of the second one? Did you say it?
84 Paris.
Okay, so very French,
Yeah.
Octave and Octave, and
Octave.
Les 84.
Les 84.
So very French agencies. We were discussing it just before when we had a drink. There was some kind of excellence in the French web agency in the past, still today, but there is this kind of huge community of web agencies that are doing extremely good work. We should maybe showcase more the work that the agencies are doing in France and in Europe, and because there are strong contenders toward against American agency. They do an awesome job, and I was, when I was younger, extremely fan of the work that 84 was doing in the past. So I was.
Yeah, even for awards, the last time I checked, France was the second one after American agency.
Okay. So US in awards, and then French.
US one and France two. So
okay.
France.
and so 8 years there, you learned a lot.
Yeah.
I imagine.
The 2 first years I was half time in training in school and half time in the agency. And it was like a good way of meeting people, learn a lot, and create a little bit of network.
Okay. And then after 8 years, you just decided to go away from agency and start.
I was a little
be
bit fed up about. I was fed up about going every day at 9 and leaving every day at 7. Even if I don't have any work to do, so I was a little bit fed up with that, and I was thinking about going to freelance for a few years. It took a little bit of time because I wasn't enough confident to have the skills and the ability to do it, and I just tried at some point. I'm still there working in the freelance. So yeah, it's a cool thing.
Okay. And what gave you the push? Like how do you? What changed that made you confident enough to be able to just like jump into it?
I was thinking like if I worked 8 years, I start to have like enough capacity to handle a project on myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like the full scope of a project, not only developing, but like getting requests from customer and from potential clients and customer, etc.
People tend to say that after 6 or 7 years you're a senior developer. So I was like, yeah, it's 8. Go on, Antoine. Please.
Okay. And so like you jumped in it and everything went smoothly since the beginning?
First year was a little bit difficult because I didn't have that much money. I didn't have that much clients. I didn't have that much network. And it was first year was really stressful. But if you work well, and I try to the first year to really work really well, and people start to recommend yourself to other people, and things goes more and more smoothly through the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you're happy about it. Like a bit stressed at the beginning, a bit complicated.
Yeah. Now I have a little bit of finances, so I'm not stressed if I don't have work or if a client don't pay me for a few months.
Okay.
I can handle. So this is make the stress goes away.
Yeah.
And it's really pleasant to work when you want, work where you want, and choose when you can choose the clients you want to work with.
That's cool. You
can't all the time because sometimes you need to put to get some money, but when you can choose, you're like, do I want to work for a big oil company or for a small company which I'm more into their values.
Okay. And so you now have basically the luxury of being able to choose your customer.
Sometimes, not every time, but a few times, I could choose, and I was happy with it.
Okay. And the
it's better to be proud of when the clients you choose.
For sure. Yeah. Because on top of that, you said like network is an important thing. Being able to showcase your portfolio, I guess, is an important thing too to acquire new customer, right?
Yeah. You have to.
And so
you have to communicate a little bit.
How do you get the first one?
The first one was from all the people I met when I was in agencies. So when you stay 4 years in a company, you see a lot of people come and go. Yeah. So you met a lot of people, and if you talk to them at some point, they will probably recommend you to their next company or their next project. So the first one was this way. People I knew that wanted a developer for some project. Cool. And after it was recommendation and
recommendation
and again.
That's cool. Like it seems that it's one of the most complex things to get, like the first logo basically to build your portfolio and to build your network. So you would recommend, for example, to start first working in an agency and then...
Sure. I have some experience before, even for learning. maybe not 8 years like me, but you can do like 1 or 2 years to meet some people, learn a few things, know how a project is managed before to go. Like, don't go into freelancing just after school, or if you are really confident, but I would not recommend that. Have some experience before. It's a cool way to have network, and you can try to have a malt.com page or something like that, but you will not be able to really know how a project should be handled.
Okay. And so, like, yeah, this experience of working with some people basically like helped you a lot. First, getting logo, getting a sense of like what's the methodology and how do you communicate with the other team members, like designer, project manager, customer, right away. And so today, basically, how do you, like, what's the main source of your project? Is it agency that comes to you directly? Is it the customer? How do you manage the customer?
It's mostly agencies, sometimes customers, sometimes friends, old friends from this working area. Mostly agencies, because I think there is more and more agencies who doesn't have any tech people or every time. So they work a lot with freelancers. And when you are a developer, it's easy to find some agencies who need some people.
That's a trend that we see a lot, like basically seeing agencies that are becoming more freelance hub in a sense, like getting some tech freelancers, some designer freelancers. Like there is this whole trend around studio also that is starting to be created, and
because if you need 3D for a project, you have to have a 3D developer. If you need like more CSS guy, or I don't know, if you have all these people in your agency, like it costs you too much for small companies.
And that's really important. I see that there is some question maybe in the chat.
Yeah, I didn't check.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Thanks, Sadek.
So Sadek is sending us some question. For example, he's asking you if you had doubt. I guess we addressed it a bit, but did you have ideas to abandon? That's a very good question. Like, did at some point you arrive at the stage where you were like thinking about just going back to an agency?
Yeah, it was totally possible. Like the first year, I was like, if you can do it, if you don't have any project, you will go back to some agency. I was okay with that. It was fun.
But
I not wanted to be a freelancer. I wanted to test it out.
Okay.
So.
But you never had the situation where you said, okay, I'm really close to basically go back to in a company. Like
no, it always grew up.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. But you knew that basically if it happened, you didn't take that much risk in the sense that you knew that you will find another job basically.
And I think I would have find it easily.
Cool. Wow, that's cool. And that's I guess that's if I can make it relatable, that's a bit the experience that we had when we started to launch Prismic. We were like, okay, we think that we can make it work. We think that anyway, like there is a product that we can build that is valuable. But we knew, even like starting this company, that if we fail, even though we didn't think it will happen, the fact that we anyway had like this our skills and we were able to basically find a job in this industry that is honestly growing a lot, that is extremely diverse, and we could find a job basically the next morning, and that's for sure extremely reassuring when you are starting to.
Yeah, failure is okay.
You
can fail.
Exactly.
It's not that important.
Okay. And so you started to work as a freelancer, like you did your first project. You started to work mainly with agency, as you said.
Yeah.
Like you never wanted to basically create some kind of network or a studio or like collaboration with like always the same people, and in order to come back to a sense of team, basically. You don't miss this.
I think about it a few times, but it's a little bit complicated to put it, and we have like already like some communities in the developer area. Like we have a big Slack with all the French developers, not all, but most of them, and we are exchanging technology or advices.
So like saying failure was not an option.
Failure is an option.
Failure is a teachable moment. Now it depends on how you take failure. Basically, is it really a failure? But yeah. Okay, Alex joining. Hello, Alex. That's cool. That's very interesting. And so you started to create like your own network. You started to basically create your own project. Did you manage to also work with the tool that you liked? Because I imagine that when you work in an agency, you can use the tools, the framework that you like, but when you are not really the technical leader in a sense in an agency, but a freelancer that is employed by either an agency or a customer, were you able to basically say, hey, I want to use this stack?
Yeah, sometimes you don't have a choice because there is a technical team in the agency where you join. So they ask you to use a specific tool, which is a cool thing because if you don't know something, like just take a project with it and you will know it at the end. And sometimes you can try to propose some tools, and most of the time it's fine because people tends to listen to the developer when it's sorry, I don't.
That's why they employ you. Basically,
Yeah.
they trust on your
technical experience.
technical expertise to define on tools. And so today, what do you use? What are the tools that you use like the most?
I use Prismic a lot. I use Prismic a lot for since 2 years. I didn't remember why I tried this tool at the beginning, but it's really great for the kind of project I do, which are like not that huge, but not that small too. I use a lot Next.js for the JavaScript part. Before I was using Gatsby, and I did change a few months back because it was like a little bit more easy to work with Next.js, and using Slice Machine now. I think like the last 2 years I didn't even use anything else than Prismic. I was trying to report.
That's cool.
Magento once, but it's not the same purpose.
You can use Magento and Prismic.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it after. No, but like that's cool. And so you went from Gatsby to Next, you said?
Yeah.
Like that's a question that we see a lot. Like I guess it's the most popular video maybe on our channel. Gatsby versus Next. Like if you want to check it out, we have some explanation on the way to use Gatsby and Next. And so first, I'm interested in to know, like in the chat, if you can drop if you prefer Next or Gatsby, just to have a sense of like what is your technology of choice. But I would be interested in you said more productive.
Yeah,
Next.
Gatsby was a little bit. You have to the way it works with Prismic. Maybe it's not the same for other tools, but the way it works with Prismic, it's like you have to download every content before launch the server. So you wait a minute and a half to just launch and have the content updates. And when you are in Next, you can like just refresh the page and it will call the API again, and you will have like fresh content. So it's like 1 minute plus 1 minute plus 1 minute each day. Like you can save like half an hour or an hour of work at some point.
And this is basically because of the static generation property that Gatsby is offering.
Yeah, but I think they are working on another tooling for managing the just local server.
Okay.
I think it will improve in the next in the next versions.
But at the moment, Next is also offering a static generation.
Yeah, but not
service.
when you are in development mode. So it's only for building the website for production.
Okay. And do you feel that Gatsby versus Next is a debate that basically your customers are interested in? Like, is it something that they look at?
There is not that much customer that know Gatsby. A lot more knows Next.
Okay.
But I never met a customer like, I want to use Gatsby. See, one. It's the subject we will talk after.
Okay. And so basically, you arrive on the project. That's cool. You get a new customer. That's cool. Awesome. And you manage to basically say, okay, now, you employ me for my expertise. I want to do this website, and I know that I will be more productive and that I will deliver a better experience with Next and Prismic. And your customer are like, let's go. Okay, I'm okay. Never challenging your stack. They accept it and all.
it can happen, but if you explain well why you choose this technology and why you why it's better for them, sometimes it's not. So you choose another technology, but usually they listen to you. Like it's you have to be convincent. Convaincant. I don't know what to say.
You have to convince. Basically, you have to be convinced by your choice, and
Yeah.
basically you will manage to convince your customer.
If you're sure of yourself.
Exactly. So, some people are saying Next is great, but be prepared to roll your own image optimization. That's for sure. But
But you have image optimization with Prismic.
perfect. Antoine is answering those questions, and I think there will be anyway an update that we'll talk about because we are also passing some updates to Prismic image in Next, and so we'll talk about image optimization just in the product update. I'm trying to keep you for the next part. What is? I'm losing the chat. It's going too fast. Tac. Okay. So. Henri Helvetica was saying freelance is wild, can be like rodeo to freelance, yeah, for sure. Steven Noel is saying, when I was freelancing, I started by just talking to people and making connection. Offering high-level knowledge for free helped land me some initial clients. Do you relate? Like that's something that you did a lot?
Talk to people is always a good choice.
That's what we are doing here. Daniel, I also started freelancing. Main challenge were marketing myself, learning about all the self-employment stuff, invoice, tax, and keeping myself up to date with new technology. And how did you manage basically all the things that are related to administrative, invoice, tax, and all?
I use a tool which is called Shine. It's a French tool for freelancers and for freelancers. So they manage for you all the invoicing, compatibility.
That's cool.
Was yeah.
And French in terms of tax and regulation is rather complex. So I imagine that in any country you can find a tool that will basically serve your purpose. So find the tooling that targets
always
freelancer.
find the tooling. Yeah.
Do I have other question? Yes, the most important question maybe. Is it good money doing freelance?
Is it what?
Is it good money to do freelance?
Is it good money? It's for me. I choose freelancing also to have like much more free time. So I won't say I earn a lot more, but I earn a little bit more than when I was in an agency. But I have like so much more free time.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
That's cool. What do you do in your free time? How do you use it?
A lot of things: bicycling, sleeping, going into other countries, or just traveling.
And so, do you travel? Do you travel and work at the same time? Like, do you not work?
Yeah. That's a good thing when you're freelancing. Like you can work from anywhere. So you just need Wi-Fi connection. It's quite fine. So you can go. At the beginning, I wasn't doing it, but I forced myself to do it sometimes. And it's really great.
That's cool. And did you work in any of the country that you saw there, like in US, Costa Rica?
No, Costa Rica, I never did. I never go there. I want to.
Well, so maybe you can find.
And the US, no.
I don't remember who is from Costa Rica, but if you're looking for a freelancer and you can welcome a freelancer to basically work close to you,
Yeah, sure. Sure.
We wanted to discuss maybe one of the projects that you've done. That's the Eminente website. I don't know if it's shared on the screen. Can you let me know? Cool. Can you tell us a bit about the story? Some of the story of the website, how it came, who is the customer, how did you approach the project, and all this kind of stuff.
It was an agency. A friend of me recommended me for the job. They were talking with Eminente to start the project, and they didn't have any tech people in their company. So we start talking together, and they provide me some designs, and I just use the tech.
Went for it. And so what's the tech, by the way? What's the challenges that you had?
It's Gatsby with Prismic. There is like some other things, like there is a spreadsheet for the Google spreadsheet for the store locator and everything. But mostly is Prismic.
Okay. it's
lot
connected.
of slice.
A lot of slices.
Slices.
Is it
everywhere.
Is it connected to any e-commerce shop?
No,
Because I
not at
saw a
all. They
cart.
didn't want to.
Okay.
The previous website, they were selling products on their website, but they didn't sell. They didn't sell enough, so they say we'll just redirect people to other shops,
Okay.
best most known shops.
Okay. And
So no, there is not eShop on this one.
And rather like smooth. No big challenges on that front. Like
No, it was a little bit graphical, so it's just about CSS because there is like a lot of little drawings
yeah,
and
on
everything.
the side.
Yeah.
With some animation.
Yeah.
You like it? Like you like the animation? That's if you can. Maybe we should put that
So that's
basically in the chat
easy.
also. Like the link to Antoine's portfolio. Like I was saying,
It's an old one.
it's an old one, but like I find, for example, this website beautiful, but like I looked at your portfolio and I just you brought me back like maybe 6-7 years in the past. Like one of the website that Antoine did is Because Recollection. One of the website that I guess I spend the most time in. One of the experiential website that I spend the most time in, that I strongly encourage you to have a look at. It's like for a music label that is showcasing different artists, and the overall experience is like incredible. Yeah, I was like going back to this website all the time in order to just get some inspiration. I guess I'm gonna just open it here, Because Recollection.
Yeah, it doesn't hold that much.
But like without the music, it's not the same.
Yeah,
It's not the same.
of course.
Hopla.
Yeah, music.
So, alors, do we have more questions? So Henri was saying that basically for freelancer there is trade-off, but like always, and that's it. Like you have to choose basically the trade-off that you are getting. You chose basically to not. You had the chance to. Your priority was to get more time for you and
Yeah.
to be able to work at the rhythm that you wanted.
But I
and
earn a little bit more of money.
so
than
that's perfect. So that's good money,
if
Mark.
you hesitate.
And that's a good question, by the way. Like, how did you come up with your price? Like,
It was I was talking with other developers. I did start low because I wanted to have new clients and projects, so I was not that expensive at the beginning, and progressively through the years and seeing that people are happy with my work, I was upgrading for 50 and 50 and 50 euros a day, and it's I'm happy with my price and clients too, so it's fine.
and so basically, your recommendation will be start. The
Yeah,
most important thing is
start
get.
low a little bit to
and-
have some project, work hard and work well,
Yeah.
produce good things, and people will be happy with it, and they will recommend you to other people, to other companies, and
And
then you will be able to
Raise your
upgrade
price.
your price. Yeah, raise.
And promoting your work. I saw a question about building publicly and being able to promote your work on social media. Like, how did you came about it? Like, how did you handle that?
I just use Twitter a little bit, but I don't have that much followers. So, but it's working off. It's working, like, because Recollections helped a little bit because we did have a lot of people following us after the release.
After the release?
Yeah, after the release.
After the event. Okay. Do you have any last maybe advice for people that would like to basically start their adventure as a freelancer?
I will say, just if you really want to do it, just do it, and if you don't manage to make it, like, it's fine. You can always go back. You did. You're not leaving something when you are trying to do another thing.
That's a very good advice. Like jump and then you see. And
Then you see.
anyway, there will be trade-off. There will be work to do. Figuring out your first customer, your price are the maybe most complicated stuff to do. But as long as you do great job, basically the rest will follow and you will get more customer.
And you can ask. Don't hesitate to ask, like, to other developers, to clients. Are you happy with my work? What can I improve? Everything.
Bah, thanks a lot. Just to But to finish, basically, I think I will quote Henri that says, "So I usually don't trust someone with two first names, but Antoine Martin is a cool dude," and yes, I agree, he's a cool dude. So if you want to hire Antoine for a project or for a job, you have his website on the chat. And we'll just also show you a new thing in Prismic that will allow you to basically hire Antoine directly. The website is Eminente that we talked about, Henri, and so yeah, thanks a lot, Antoine. We'll just take a extremely short break in order to switch Antoine and Simon. Everyone, thanks. You can thank Antoine on the chat. If you have like last remaining question, maybe we'll try to address them. But Antoine like presented his work, give you like I guess very very useful advices, and yeah, if you are a company looking for freelancers, and we'll just show you a thing in a second.
Thank you.
Merci. Merci beaucoup. C'était trop cool.
Good. Oh, hi Renaud. Didn't see you there.
Oh, hi.
How's it going? It was a very interesting conversation I was hearing.
Yeah. But you talk with a lot of freelancers and agencies.
I do actually, and it's very good questions. Like, how do you make the clients happy, you know, or how do you convince them to switch to Prismic? Or things like that's sometimes can be a challenge. But yeah, it was very interesting.
Cool. So I wanted to show you something, and you worked on it. So you will be able to present it.
We worked on it. We worked as a team.
We worked as a team. So we just released a new page that I guess. Are you sharing my screen? Cool. We just worked and released a new page that we call Hire a Developer.
Yes, and we should talk to you, Antoine, when we finish to get you on this page.
I guess he's already on the page. He's here.
Yeah, okay. It's probably a new one.
So if you are convinced by basically the work that Antoine presented, and if you think that he's a nice guy and that you would love to work with Antoine, you can go to Hire a Developer, look for Antoine Martin, look at his portfolio of projects made with Prismic. So for example, Eminente is one that we discussed. 84 Paris is another one, and Memo Bank is another one. You will be able to basically hire directly Antoine from this page if you need basically an update on your website.
Yeah, but I feel like the main purpose of this page is to build a community. So you know, agencies, freelancers, development studios, they can showcase their work with Prismic, and if there is a company or marketing team that needs to update their website or switch to another tech stack like with Prismic, they can find experts in the field, I would say, and find the right developer or studio that can help them.
So how do you browse that, and how do you basically select which agency you would like to work on?
Okay, that's a difficult question. I wasn't ready for. But I would go from like, okay, how big is the project? If you have a complex web application, you might need more resources, I would suppose, you know. So you would need to hire an agency who knows how to do design, UX, all that. But if you have like a single page to build, like a brochure website, you can go for like a freelancer that might take not as much time as a development studio. Am I right? And if you are one of these developers who are watching this stream right now and you have a few projects with Prismic, there is also a get listed button. I don't know if it's on the screen there. You share on your screen, right?
Yes.
And you can submit your projects, and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll talk about your project and potentially list you on this page.
And so what we like the way we list you, or the way basically people can look for you is based on actually the type of your company, if you're an agency or if you're a freelancer, but also your location, because we see that pretty often that there is a strong relation between customer and agency that are in the same location. We discussed with Monogram, for example, that basically developed their business in Atlanta. Am I right?
Yeah.
Atlanta, I guess. And basically you will be able to look for a given location and a given country to find people that are close to you. And you will be able to basically find people based on the technology that they use. So let's imagine that you're having a website with Prismic. You started to develop it with an agency, but this agency is not available anymore to basically maintain and update the website. So you already have a stack, and so you want basically people that know your stack so that they are able to just evolve it. You will be able to also filter on the technology. So let's say that I'm using Next.js and Tailwind, for example. I'll be able to find agencies or freelancers that are recommended for this given stack. In that case, Monogram or Chris, for example. And if I don't know what's Chris' work and I want to basically discover, I will be able to browse a portfolio to see a bit the previous work that this person has done and be able to see if it fits what I'm looking for, and then contact them, reach out.
Absolutely, yeah. And on top of that, I actually ensure that the quality of project is good. So, to ensure that the design is good, of how you make the models in Prismic. So if you find that someone there, we ensure that they had good projects in the past, and it's good to go basically.
And so, as you said, we look for quality. We look for also creating some kind of network of trust that we can bring agency to look for nice freelancer, company to look for nice agency, company to look for nice freelancers. That's our goal. We want to build this. So if you feel like you belong in that page, you
Drop
can.
a line.
Yeah, exactly. You can basically ask to get listed here. I don't know if we are seeing the screen right at the moment, but we basically have this part here that allows you to reach out and to get listed, and to create your first portfolio, basically to be present on that page. So again, if you need someone, you can look in this nice list. You can look for Antoine, and you can reach out to them through the Hire Me contact page, and then we'll basically put you in touch.
Correct. You got it right.
So when was it released?
It was released, I guess, more than months ago. But we've been, finding people who would like to get listed, and we verified their work. And also, I guess one of the points that I want to mention as well, like, it would be great if you know how to use Slice Machine before applying, because one of the conditions is to have a Slice Machine project, and and it's basically we'll review your project and ensure that you're using best practices and stuff like that. Basically, basic.
So that was one of the first big update that I wanted to share with you this month. Like I said, if you're someone from an editorial marketing team or a project manager, don't hesitate to look at this page to find someone to help you in your project. If you're a developer that wants to be listed, don't hesitate to look at it to be listed. But we basically are at the moment in a cycle of release. That's not the only release that we are doing this month, and we are, like as I said at the beginning of the meetup, on a cycle of release that we call a release week. So the DevX team and the marketing team and other team basically join forces this week to basically provide you big set of updates and big set of release that will basically improve your life as a Prismic user. Heavily focused on developer experience for this week. So we have different sets of improvement and different set of changes that come from improving your onboarding as a developer. That's the first thing. What does it mean? It means a better onboarding for you, better documentation, and better tooling. I will start with basically documentation. And documentation because we released in the past days 2 new resources for you. One that we call the crash course, 3 by the way. I think I'm missing one, but like 3, I guess. The first one is a crash course. So basically an introduction page that our education team and DevX team work together on, basically introducing you to all the concepts that makes Prismic what is Prismic and great. Introducing what are slices, what is slice machine, what is a custom type, how do you create page, all these kinds of core concepts that you need to understand before starting your project with Prismic. I don't know if you had the chance to look at it.
I actually had one, and I went through all copy-pasting all the CLI comments, and I think it's great because, like, whether you sign up with any service, like, you've been thrown so many terms, so many products at your face, and I think it's like it takes you gradually and introduce you to as you said, major concepts of Prismic and how to get up to speed, basically. Yeah.
So if you are new to Prismic, by the way, please let us know in the chat and look at this page. I guess it will help you a lot. The page that we just dropped on the chat, it will help you a lot to basically grasp the different concept and to start your project with Prismic. I'm interested in knowing, like, in the audience and in the chat, like, if you're rather new or experienced with Prismic, sorry, and if you used the tool in the past. So if you could drop in the chat, like, are you a new user? Are you already building your 10th project? Maybe that's interesting to me. So please drop it in the chat. So that's one of the first, let's say, educational resources that the education and DevX team has put in place. We call that the crash course. I guess it's on the right of the screen that you are seeing. You might have in the middle, so I'm going to start right to left, but in the middle of the screen, the team also released a big glossary that allow you basically to understand all the terminology and the terms that are used in Prismic. What is a slice, for example? What is graph query?
Yeah.
What is GraphQL?
When I just joined, I was doing it on my own. Thank God we have it right now.
So that's a very, very helpful document that will help you to grasp, like, all concepts and all terms that are in use in the tool and in the platform. And so again, if you are new, I strongly recommend you to have a look at this glossary so that you can grasp those concepts. And the third thing is a big help center that the team has put in place. So anything that will help you basically be redirected to support, be able to look for a given resource, being a core concept or a technical reference or tutorials, anything that basically makes sense for you to basically understand how to use the product or to look for a given resource to help you find documentation or even reach out to the support, basically. So those are the three main things. A lot of work already, and this is one of the big updates of this release week that was presented on Twitter, but there is still a lot to unpack.
So
I'm going to look at the chat. We can start describing the screen direction as inline start, inline end flex. Yes, that's true. Flex is not my strong suit, Alex. I stopped doing CSS after CSS1 and HTML. Like, I was doing HTML in tables. That's how I did CSS. So help me for Flex in that case. Like, tell me which one is it? It's inline end, maybe inline end. I don't know. So developer jokes, basically. I see the face of Simon, like, completely lost. Where are we going there?
We should make a meme of it.
So I'm going to drop other stuff that are extremely technical and for developers, okay?
Okay.
So
if I ask a question,
ask the questions. So I will not enter in details here because that's again in the flow of our release week. Exactly. Tomorrow, the DevX team is organizing a big stream, basically to present a lot of innovation and changes that they brought to developer experience. I hope I will say them in order so that the overlay looks fine. But the first one is TS Code Gen. So basically a plugin, a CLI that will allow any developer to generate TypeScript types in their project and basically completely simplify the way you work with TypeScript in your own project. But even if you don't work with TypeScript, to generate your type so that when you work in your IDE, you just get auto-completion and documentation in the IDE because the types are documented and you can use them and they are built automatically based on your custom types and your slices. And that's awesome improvement that I guess Angelo, Lucy, and Alex will present you tomorrow on the stream. Maybe we should right away add the link of the stream in the chat so that anyone can look at it. I'm going to verify that I'm not forgetting anything. So the TypeScript support is the first big improvement that we are bringing in the developer experience, and that's something that they will present tomorrow. Do you know what is the second one?
No, drop it on us. But it does save a lot of time because if I'm not mistaken, before it like you had to do it all manually.
Yes.
Now with auto completion, it's
exactly. So that's very good help and awesome. So they will present it tomorrow. The second big update is the fact that we are revamping a new. We are providing a new set of tools to basically manage images in a better way in Next. So Next.js Prismic images. So a new basically library to manage one of the problems that we just discussed at the very beginning of the meetup about image optimization and how to have a nice experience on managing image optimization. So that's good. We do a good loop. And so that's very interesting topic that also the team will present tomorrow. A lot of awesome DX improvement basically that they will showcase tomorrow. And the whole stream, they will go about all the tools, all the experience demoing this. So, like, I strongly suggest that you RSVP on the link. The third thing will be trying to remember, but that's it's been an hour now, so like I'm starting to get tired of it.
The lights are too bright.
No, it's my brain that is just having a hard time now. Yes, so the third big improvement that the team worked on is what they call Prismic snippet, and what we'll call Prismic snippet starting today. So basically, the team worked on plugins to improve the overall DevEx when you are using your IDE. Basically, you will be able, thanks to this plugin, so it's a plugin that will work on, I guess, VS Code, Sublime, if I'm not mistaken, IntelliJ, that will basically help you as a developer get some documentation in the tool, auto-completion, and basically be way more productive in writing your code and on working with Prismic. So I guess it's Lucy that's going to present that tomorrow, and also some of the background work that that she's done in order to basically build this own plugin. And so that's a very interesting talk too, to discover the tool but also understand how it was built. And so again, 3 huge improvements in DevEx. That's something that we are describing in a blog post that is available, I guess, in the chat, or will be available in the chat in a few seconds. And again, if you want to see more, I strongly recommend that you join the stream that Eric dropped in the chat also. So, do we have any question? So yes, Henri, a new image component, a lot of improvement in experience, and on top of that, there is Imagix under the hood. So like you win all.
I'm sold already.
You're sold. So yes, those are the huge improvement. That's like tomorrow will be Thursday. Like it's, I would say, the main event of the release week in a sense. In like all this improvement, all this demo, all these new tools that will be released and explained to all of you. And we'll follow up on Friday, but I will not tell what it is. Don't want to spoil the surprise.
That's all you got?
That's all I got? Attends, it's enough. It's already huge. And so, alors, the team made an overview of, okay, so that's Prismic. Alex, all images coming from Prismic are using the Imagix in the end under the hood, and it's really cool. But there is like improvement on top for sure. We don't stop at this, at just this. We do a bit more. So yes, that's the subject tomorrow. So Henri, if you're interested in that, like, join tomorrow.
All right.
Wait, there is last question. So wait, does this take advantage of next announcement this week? Alex, you know what, Henri? Come to the stream tomorrow. You will get all your answers tomorrow. So we talked about how to get into freelancing.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about developer experience, and basically we should talk about now how this developer experience bring to huge and really nice websites, and so to present basically the website of the month.
That's right, Renaud. We always have updates of new websites. It's great to see all this. I love Antoine's website with like beautiful animations and all. So today we found another one for today's meetup. So I don't know if it's on the screen, because on the right, on the top.
Because you don't see it, but there is 3 people basically behind the screen, behind the camera here, that are managing all that and putting the overlays, managing the sound, the camera, and all that.
Yeah, shout out to whole team helping us with figuring out where's the overlays. Anyway, so the website of the month is luco.eu or FR if you're in France. So basically, it's a neo insurance. It's like so basically, if you have a house and I don't know, are we getting paid to say what it does? But yeah, basically insurance for where you can buy insurance for your house that you're renting or buying. And is it on the screen? I cannot see. Yes. So why I like this website? First, I've just been recently asked, can you give us an example of the website that fully built with Prismic? I was like, there you have it. We have it actually, you know. And the Luca EU has been built with like the blog post, the navigation, the landing pages built with Prismic, and it's actually showcasing great how you can split your design of your website into reusable components or slices. And so yeah, if you scroll down on that page, you'll see that that each slice basically the own component built with Next.js. And do you have any questions for me right now?
Yeah, for sure. Like, how did it go? How much time? Do you know how much time they spend on building the website? Like, and how many pages they are building now? Like, is it a big website? Like, why did they build this website in the first place? What were their goals?
Yeah, I didn't follow up closely on their on the process, but
tricky question.
From what you put it in me, but from what I know, and basically each POC of Prismic project starts like with blog post or like simple landing pages, and then if it works out for you, you're expanding your usage into other areas of your website. So from what I can tell, the website the website has started like with just a blog post or landing pages, and then it expanded to usage to the whole website. And I think it's a cool use case.
Okay. And do you know if it was built by an agency or in-house?
It was, I believe it was in-house.
Okay, so they had like a team inside, and that is still maintaining it.
Yeah.
I saw that they have like thousands of documents, thousands of pages, I guess. Like so.
Yeah,
Pretty intensive content creation process and all. So that's a very cool website. I have a house, say Alex. So cool. You can be a customer of Luco, Alex, if you want. And that's a cool one. But why did you choose this one particularly?
I just like the color palette, I watched the video the other day. Why there is blue lights in the airplanes, because it makes you happy. And I looked at the website, it makes me happy. There is a nice pictures of bunnies, and all that. And it's a simple blue and white design.
Elegant design.
Elegant, yeah. I love it.
That's cool.
Voila, as they say in France.
That's cool. We should build maybe a website like listing all the websites of the month now that we are collecting a lot of them, and that could be a good thing to do, just listing them. And if you feel like your website is better than Luco's one, and you want to be showcased on the next meetup as a website of the month, don't hesitate to send it to us or to share it on either the forum or on Twitter with like the Made with Prismic hashtag. We'll look at it and we might promote it next month. You might have Simon selling your product.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for today. I guess that's the whole program. I don't know if you have like some remaining question. If you have, please drop them in the chat. I'll happily answer them. I would look at maybe my phone also to see if there is an unanswered question. But I guess we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
So, Eric is
and if you like the streams, we actually almost every week we're posting the videos with inviting people from different industries, from developer experience, developers that giving advice, and you can how they say on YouTube, like ring the subscribe to this channel and click on the bell.
Click on the bell. Yes, there is. We almost have 8,000 subscribers. So like help us like just go above. No, but like. So yes, you can
crack the YouTube algorithm.
If you feel that the content is helpful to you, if you want to see more of like the content that we offered, like Antoine's insight on what it is to be a freelancer, or if you want to look at our interview, strongly suggest you to subscribe. And yes, if you want to share your website, I will look back on that because I forgot to mention it. We are revamping our forum to create like a more animated and energetic community in that place. So please go there, share it with the people, and don't hesitate to share your work also, so that we can identify you, maybe list you on the hire developer page in the future, and try to also bring you some customer force and learn from you most of all. So I think that's it for today. So thanks all for joining, and see you next month.
Yes.
See you next month in that case. See you next month. Not me, but see you next month.
Sometime. Thanks
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.